Hi everyone. This weekend in the Premier League, my favourite game Arsenal versus wa- was Arsenal versus Liverpool. Arsenal won the game 2-1. Martinelli had Trent. No, what did I say? 2-1. I meant 3-2. Martinelli had Trent on toast. Honestly, Liverpool looked completely out of ideas. And to be honest, I did say this a couple of months ago. Liverpool needed to completely refresh, refreshen up the squad. A lot of them players are coming to the end of their cycle now. And to be honest with you, I just feel like Liverpool are on a downslide. So yeah, when it comes to Liverpool, they got two goals, but they never really created anything to cause Arsenal any problems. It was a lot of defensive mistakes by Arsenal that allowed Liverpool to get their goals, and some of the Arsenal goals were just shambolic defending by Liverpool. And I don't think Liverpool can have any excuses why they lost. They were just outplayed. They were just they were just out fought a lot of the time. And yeah, Liverpool are just in a bad in a bad run of form. So yeah, I don't know what Liverpool can do to turn it around. If I was them, I would just concentrate on the Champions League because at this rate they're not going to get into the top four even at this early stage, and obviously they're not going to win the title. So if I was them, I would just put all my eggs into the Champions League. But obviously, it's still early in the league, so I don't really know to be honest. But when you watch Liverpool in the league and watch them in the Champions League, it's two completely different sides. But let's be real, Liverpool haven't really played anybody in the Champions League yet. I mean, what am I talking about? They obviously lost to Napoli, but when you, what I'm trying to say is Liverpool's running the Premier League has been crap so far. That's what I'm trying to say, and and I just feel like if they want to get back, if they want to get back into the Champions League next season, the best way for them to do that is just just try to win the Champions League. I know that might sound like a really broad statement, but I just can't see top four even being on for Liverpool. I know it's still early, but I'm just not convinced about Liverpool top four because you've got Spurs. They're doing okay. You got you've got Chelsea under Graham Potter. They're starting to turn it around, and obviously you have Arsenal and you have Man City. I think that will be the top four right there. But as I say, it's still early. I don't know what I was trying to say, to be honest. But anyway. So a really good result for Arsenal and Liverpool. Liverpool need to do something to turn it around because, as I said, it's still early. But I don't think Liverpool are going to end up in the top four. I really don't. So so moving on. So so Man United played Everton, and to be honest with you, I thought Everton were the better side in the second half. I would say it was just about even in the first. I know Man United I know Man United scored two goals, but I still think the game was in the balance in the first half, and it, and it, and I know he scored his seventh hundred goal, but when Ronaldo came onto the pitch, I think it really affected how Man United played because when Martial was on the pitch, they were doing when they were doing a lot of good build up play. But as soon as Ronaldo came onto the pitch, it slowed it down quite a lot. And they were still doing some decent stuff, don't get me wrong, but you could tell it was definitely slowed down. So, yeah. So, Man United won the game 2-1. And as I said in the second half, Liverpool had a majority of the possession. But you know what? Fair play to Man United for being able to defensively hang in there because it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy, especially in the last couple of minutes when Liverpool were having corners. Did I did say Liverpool? I meant Everton. Obviously, when Everton were having a load of corners in the last couple of minutes. And by the way, Everton's goal was a screamer, and even Anthony's goal was a good goal. And to be fair, I don't think there was any bad goals in that game. So, so, so going back to Saturday, Chelsea had a really good performance against Wolves, and, when when I spoke to my Chelsea mate, he said to me, since Graham Potter's come in, they played some really good stuff, and he's really excited about being a Chelsea fan again. And from what I saw, because as some of you may know, I can only see the highlights of certain games. But from what I saw, it looked like they really played. They really played well, and it was a really good result for them. And I tell you something, Graham Potter will do an amazing job at Chelsea. So yeah, when it comes to Wolves, I just don't know what to say. I just think they'll be okay this season. I think Costa will get the goals to keep them in the league, and that'll be about it. To be honest, so Man City versus Southampton. I think this was the best Man City performance I've seen in a while because there was I felt like it was the old Man City. As I say, I've only seen the highlights, but just from the highlights I can tell that they were just a lot more defensively. No, what I meant sorry. What I'm trying to say is from a attacking attacking point of view, I just thought they were more fluid. And yes, Haaland still had an alright game. What am I talking about? He had a great game, but it's not just because he scored that goal. What it is like when he's on the pitch, because he's such a lethal striker. When he runs when he runs into the box, the defenders are drawn to him because he's so lethal, and because of that, he leaves space open for Kevin De Bruyne and Jack Grealish and Phil Foden and Morris. And I just feel like in the first couple of games, Man City were trying to get the ball to Haaland too much rather than using Haaland as a way to drag out the defenders. Maybe I'm talking crap, but I just feel like from what I saw, this was the first game where City were like really fluid, came forward, and they weren't just trying to get the ball to Haaland every 5 seconds. If anybody was at the game live, let me know if I'm talking shit. But I know people are going to say, well, how can you say that just by the highlights? As I say, I can only go off what I see, and to me, they felt a lot more fluid. But it was Southampton, so you never know whether it's just the quality of Southampton or whether it was just them being more fluid. I can't wait to read some of the comments on this. But anyway, um, Newcastle beat Brentford 5-1. I really do think Newcastle could finish in top 5, top 6 this season because they're just a really solid side, and they completely destroyed Brentford. I don't know why Brentford always try and play out from the back. It clearly did not work for them. Like, to play out from the back, you have to be really confident, and the from the first time they did it, again, I only saw the highlights, but from the first time they did it, from what I saw, it was just not very confident, and 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 I personally think Brentford will be fine. But over the last couple of games, they've just been very leaky when it comes to at the back, and sometimes you don't have to cast it out from the back every time. Like, I wish teams wouldn't do it every time. Obviously, you still can do it when you can see the opening for it, but there's something wrong with going long. And I feel like if Brentford would have went long, yes, well, if Brentford would have went long a couple of times, they would have been able to keep the scoreline down. I know that might sound a bit like a Michael Owen comment, but you know what I mean. Like, sometimes you don't have to keep passing it out from the back. And Newcastle had them on toast for a large majority of the game, and there were just some really good goals. And Spurs beat Brighton 1-0. It was a standard Spurs performance under Conte. So there you go. If there's any Spurs fans watching, let me know. Do you like the football under Conte, or do you find it boring? Or are you one of these fans that just like to get the 3 points, and then you don't really care about how you play because Brighton had the majority of the ball, but they just couldn't break Spurs down. And and, and Palace versus Leeds, to be honest, it was one of them games where if you don't support either team, unless you're me and you just like football, it was one of them games where nobody really gonna remember it, to be honest. Like Palace won the game 2-1. And to be fair to Palace, they've had a couple of good performances, but their league but their league position their league position doesn't really show that, to be honest. So I was happy that they got the 3 points, and Leeds are going to be fine, and it was just one of them games where I'm not really going to remember it in a week. West Ham versus Fulham. It was a decent game from what I saw. Obviously, West Ham won the game 3-1, and it was just a solid win for West Ham. I think both teams are going to be fine long term. Like when I mean long term, I mean for the rest of the season. I don't think I don't think I don't think Fulham are going to get relegated at all, and I think West Ham are going to be fine. Speaking of getting relegated, Leicester lost to Bournemouth 2-1. And if I were the Leicester fan, I would be really concerned because for a majority of the game, you're winning 1-0, and in the space of 5 minutes, it felt like it went from 1-0 to 1-1 to 2-1, and it just showed that Leicester are there to be got at, and to be honest, no offence to no offence to Bournemouth, but there wasn't even that good of goals, to be honest. Leicester would have been able to Leicester would have been able to keep the result a couple of seasons ago. But it just I don't know what it is, it just crap from Leicester. And yes, they had a good result last week against Nottingham Forest. That was Nottingham Forest. By the way, the Villa are playing them today at the time of this stream, and I hope the Villa put a lot past them because they're absolutely shit, to be honest. Nottingham Forest, famous last words. But anyway, my point was just because you won just because you won 3-0 against Nottingham Forest, I still had my reservations. And if I'm being honest, I just think Brendan Rodgers has took them as far as he can. So then let me know what you think. I think I've mentioned all of the games. I think I have. If I haven't, let me know down below. And just to give a slight prediction for Nottingham Forest versus Aston Villa, I'm gonna go 2-1. I'm gonna go I'm gonna go 3-0 to Aston Villa. 3-0 to Nottingham Forest are shite. So there you go. As I said, famous last words. But anyway, let me know whether you enjoyed the stream or the video, whatever you want to call it. And I apologise for last night. I knew I was probably too tired to do it last night, but in my mind I needed to do it last night. So I apologise if it turned into a complete rambling mess. And, and, Hello, mate. I'm gonna do UFC predictions soon. So please stick around for that. But as of right now, I don't really know. To be honest with you, mate, I don't know. But I will do UFC predictions closer. I know we're getting pretty close No, but I'm gonna wait for another week or so before I even think about UFC 8, UFC 280. So I hope you don't mind. So thank you very much for watching the video and have a good day, and I will speak to you soon. And thank you for the support. Thank you, mate. I really appreciate that.